Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. Today I will be doing my third annual Best of Beauty video, as you can tell by the title. And what this is basically a rundown of all my favorite products for the year. So some of these products will be new. A lot of them I did discover this year, but that's not necessarily a requirement. So before we get into that though, I do want to just say a thank you. Thank you for a great 2014. This year has been awesome for me. There have been some ups and some downs and a lot of changes in my life, but overall the good definitely outweighed the bad, and part of the good was just being able to share some of my free time with you all here on my channel and my blog, and all the support that you all have been giving me. So I just want to say thank you to you all, and I hope that all of you have a wonderful and blessed 2015. I plan on making this my best year ever, and I will be a new mommy next year. So I'm really excited and looking forward to that, and a little bit scared, but I know it's gonna be awesome. So with that, I'm gonna go ahead and get into the product. So first I'm gonna start with face primer, and the standout face primer. And for me, the standout product this year was definitely the Mercier foundation primer in Radiance Bronze. This is basically an illuminating primer. So I'm going to start out with primer, and for me the standout primer this year has been the Mercier foundation primer in Radiance Bronze. Now this is a sample size, but it's a ½ ounce, and it's lasted me pretty much, I think I've had it pretty much the whole year. So it's not something I use every day, but I do like to use it underneath foundations that are a little bit more matte than I like, or just when I want that extra bit of glow. What I like about it compared to like liquid illuminators is that this does help to fill in my pores somewhat, and it helps my foundation stay on. Whereas with a liquid illuminator, they give me the glow, but they don't really do anything to help prolong my foundation, so I end up using a primer with it. But this is like a 2-in-1, so I really do like this product, and when I use it up, I think I will definitely purchase it. So for foundation, I actually have two products that I want to mention. The first one is this Diorskin Nude Foundation, and I'm in the shade 050. I know I've talked about this before and I've done a video on it, so I will leave a link for that down below. And just in case I don't say it, a lot of these products I've talked about before, and if I have a video or a review on my blog on them, I would definitely just leave all the links down below. So make sure you check it out if you want to see more information about any of the products mentioned. But anyway, back to this foundation. This has definitely been my favorite foundation of the year. It gives me such a nice, smooth finish, and it lasts all day. It's not drying, but it's not like, it doesn't make me really oily either. So the thing that really makes it stand out to me is just the way my skin looks when I'm wearing it. It just looks so nice. I don't know how else to say it. It looks smooth, it looks youthful, and I just really enjoy the way I look when I'm wearing this. So I'm not wearing it today, of course, but this has definitely been a favorite this year. The second product I want to mention is actually a BB cream, and this is the Maybelline Dream Pure BB cream, and this came out earlier this year. It's a BB cream that has some salicylic acid, but it does give a good amount of coverage. So I killed this summer. Like, from the time I got it until I stopped using it, I used it so much. The only reason I stopped is because it has salicylic acid in it, and during pregnancy, it's just not recommended to use salicylic acid in high amounts. And so I figured this is just a product that I could easily cut out, because to me, it's not worth it. I mean, it's a small amount of salicylic acid, but it can be absorbed through the skin, so I just don't use it anymore. But if it worked for that, this would definitely be my go-to BB cream for when I'm in a rush. Just in case you're wondering, what I'm using right now when I'm in a rush is the NARS Radiant Tinted Moisturizer, I think is what it's called, which I really do like, but I didn't include it as a favorite because, to be honest, if this didn't have the salicylic acid in it, this is the one I would be using. So for eye primer this year, I mainly use my Milani eyeshadow primer, but I don't have it to show you because I used it up, and since then I've just been using some of the other sample sizes that I have. So it was featured in my Best of Beauty last year, and it's definitely still one of my favorite eye primers. But one item that I do want to show you is the MAC Groundwork Paint Pot, and I really have been using this pretty much all year long, and you can tell that I haven't even made that huge of a dent in it, and I use it almost every day. Well, every day I wear eyeshadow. I think it's just the perfect color to even out any discoloration on my lid, and it helps to make other colors that I put on top of it more vibrant. Plus, with the paint pots, I feel like they go on very smoothly and very creamily, and they last a while. Like, I use this all the time and it hasn't dried out yet. So for the brows, I do have a product that definitely stood out this year, and that is the Anastasia Dipbrow, and I use the shade Chocolate. So this is the same Dipbrow that I initially bought last year, and I've been using this for over a year. I use it almost every day, and I still have some left, so that is pretty good. A little bit definitely goes a long way with this product, so you don't have to use much. I did do a video demoing this product, so I'll put that down below, but this is just one of the best brow decisions I've ever made. So like I said, I use it almost every day, but when I'm in a rush, I do use a pencil, but this is the one that I use most often. When it comes to mascara, this is definitely the year that I decided to try out some higher end mascaras, and a lot of those were from samples. And one of the samples that I tried and really liked is the Benefit They're Real. So this is what the sample package looks like, and I really like this. It gives me kind of those fake looking lashes that I love. If you haven't seen it, the wand is spiky. I'm not going to open it and show you because I haven't used this one yet and I don't want to like waste it. So, but you can Google it. But it has a spiky wand, which can be a little bit scary when you're putting it close to your eye. But for me, this just really made my lashes stand out. The other mascara that I used a lot this year was the Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara. It is very similar to the Benefit They're Real, but I feel like it gives me a little bit more volume, but also at the same time it does have the potential to get clumpy. But for me, that wasn't really an issue, but when you compare the two, that's something you kind of want to be aware of. But this one I used for quite a while, and I actually purchased this one, and it's definitely been a staple for most of the year. So for concealer, this should come as no surprise because I know I've talked about this product before, and it's pretty much the only concealer that I use on a daily basis. It is a NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer, and I use the shade Caramel. And typically on an everyday basis, I just use concealer under my eyes. So this is the shade that works for that. But I can also use this to spot conceal on my face. It's not too light for me. During the winter, it's not too light for me to use like that too. So it covers very well. It blends out really easily. And for me, it does not crease. So that makes it a perfect under eye concealer in my opinion. For powder this year, it's actually the same powder I featured last year. It is the NARS Radiant or Translucent Crystal Light Reflecting Setting Powder Loose. I use this every single day to set my under eye concealer. I don't think, the only time I don't use it is if I go out of town for say a weekend or something like that and I don't want to take a loose powder because it's a little bit messy. Then I'll use something else to set my under eye, but other than that, every day. So yeah, I love this stuff. It just gives me nice finish, but it does not make me look too dry underneath my eyes, which can be a problem with some setting powders for me. Now I can also use this all over my face, and I do sometimes, depending on what foundation I'm wearing. And I like that it just gives me a more finished look without making me look cakey. The other powder that I use all over my face that really stood out to me this year are the Ambient lighting powders. And this is the Trio palette, which I'm pretty sure is still available, but you can also buy colors separately. But yeah, this is the Trio, and the one that I use the most would definitely be this one here, which is Dim Light. I usually use this on my forehead, like nose, and even my cheek area. And then Radiant Light is also one that I use on my cheeks, but that one gives a bit more of a glow. Now I know some people view these as highlighters or whatever, but they are finishing powders, and for me, because my skin is dry, I can use them in place of like a regular setting powder. So when I typically would use these is if I'm using a foundation that is a satin or matte finish. These powders just help to put some more radiance back into my skin but not giving me like shimmer or glitter or whatever. They're really hard to explain, but I did do a video on it, so I'll definitely put that one down below, because I think that will be helpful if you're not familiar with these powders. So, but definitely a standout product. So the bronzer that pretty much took the cake for me this year is the NARS Contour Palette, and I use the shade Gienah. And this is what it looks like. I actually use both shades. This is meant to be the contouring shade, and this is meant to be a highlighting shade, but for me this is no highlighter. So what I do is I mix the shades together when I'm using it during the daytime, or when my skin is a bit lighter. I will mix the two shades together and just use that to contour all over my face. Or when I'm darker or I want a more dramatic contour, I'll just use this one by itself. But all year long I've used it. And what I really like about it is that it is definitely pigmented, but it blends so easily that it makes it hard for you to make a mistake. Like, of course, if you go jabbing your brush in it and then go crazy on your face, you're gonna have a problem, because you don't need to do that with this powder. Like, all I need to do is like one dip with my NARS Eater brush, one dip, and I have enough to do at least half my face. So blush for me is one of those products that I am addicted to. So I love buying blush. I love wearing different blushes every day. So for me to pick a favorite for the year was pretty difficult. So I picked three. First is the Makeup Forever Blush Cream. And these are the cream blushes that came out this year from Makeup Forever. And the one specifically that I have enjoyed the most this year is number 425. Which is like a rust brown color. And I'm featuring this color because this is my favorite out of the ones that I have, but I just think that you cannot go wrong with this particular formulation of blush. It's a cream blush, but it doesn't slide around your face like other cream blushes do, and it lasts all day. Like, when I wear these, I don't have to set them with a powder or anything. I wear them on their own. They are pigmented, but they blend relatively easy, and they don't remove the foundation that you already have on. That's definitely been a problem with some other cream blushes I've tried, but these do not do it. Definitely the best cream blush I've tried of life. And I highly recommend them. I know y'all know that I love NARS, especially when it comes to blush. And the one that I have rocked the most this year is Gilda. This is kind of like I guess it's a coral color, kind of a muted coral color. But for me, it's one of those everyday colors. It goes with everything. I'm wearing it today. I could pretty much wear this on a daily basis if I wanted to. It just, with my skin tone, it goes with everything. It doesn't look too orange, it doesn't look too pink. It looks like a nice flush to the cheeks. So really enjoyed this blush this year. And then the third blush I have is an Hourglass Ambient Light Blush. And this is in the shade Mood Exposure. So this blush, I know I've talked about before, probably in a video or blog post or whatever, but these blushes don't look great in swatches. But when you put them on the face, they just give you that kind of lit from within glow. So they do have a little bit of glow to them, but they're not glittery. But for me, they just make my skin look more alive, and I can use them without a highlighter. So I enjoy all the shades that I have, but this one is definitely my favorite. So it's kind of a mauve tone blush, but on my skin, I swear I feel like it picks up some peach too. So I know that's weird, but it's really hard to explain. I'm not gonna swatch it because you won't be able to tell anything from the swatch, but if you have a chance to try this on your skin, you should definitely try it and see if it works for you. So I had a spot in my notes when I was getting ready for this video to do a highlighter at this point. However, I do not have a favorite highlighter of the year. And I know you all are probably surprised because I always rave about highlighters. I love highlighters, but the problem is I have too many of them. I couldn't pick just one or two. And because I have so many of them, I tend to, you know, use them. You know, I try to use them all, and so I never stick to a particular one. So I do have a video on my Fab 5 highlighters that I did, I think, late summer. So I'll leave that down below. You can check that out if you want. Those are some of my favorite ones at that time, but it's just too difficult for me to try to pick a highlighter that was my favorite of the year. So I love them all. This year has definitely been a year that I have loved the matte lips. So like I'm wearing Kat Von D Lolita today. So lip stains I've definitely loved. And then also matte lipsticks I've definitely loved. So the matte lipstick that I want to feature is this MAC Flat Out Fabulous. And I have worn this a ton. This is one of the retro matte lipsticks. And it's just one of those pinks or magentas that I feel like it just goes so well with my skin tone. So this has definitely been a standout lip color for me, and matte lips in general have just been a standout lip technique for me, or lip type of lip product for me. Okay, so matte lips are definitely what I prefer on nights out or when I'm going somewhere, but for work or daytime I do wear a lot of glossy lips. And one of the glossy products that I like to wear this year is the Dior Addict Fluid Stick. And this one is shade number 373, which is Mirage. This is what it looks like. And I just feel like this shade went really well with my skin tone this year, so I tended to reach for it a lot. I know it looks bright, but really when you put it on the lips, you can wear it sheer or brighter. So I think it just worked for a lot of occasions. Now I haven't worn it in a while now because it is a little bit summery, but I did use this a whole lot this year. And these fluid sticks, they just feel so comfortable on the lips. They feel like nothing else that I own. They are soft, hydrating, but they don't feel sticky or anything like that. It's one of those hybrid products. It's a mixture of a lipstick and lip gloss. Like they look like a gloss, but they definitely don't feel like a gloss, and they don't really feel like a lipstick either. Really hard to explain, but awesome product. If you ever get a chance to try out one of these, you definitely should. Also, this year was definitely a year that I wore a lot of nude lips. I guess every year I do, but for work, that's just the easiest thing for me. I don't want to be worried about what my lips look like when I'm at work and talking all day long, so I wear a lot of nude lips. I picked out two products, but really I just nude lips were pretty much the favorite for me this year, but the two products I'm going to show you are the Maybelline lipstick Stormy Sahara, and this came out with the Buffs collection, which is permanent, but I did do a swatch video on these when they came out. But this is just a really nice nude for my skin tone. Hopefully you can see it there. I don't have to use lip liner with this. It's relatively moisturizing. when it comes to nudes, I definitely like them to be moisturizing and glossy as opposed to mattes. So yeah, this one is one that I wore a lot this year and I still wear a lot. And then a lip gloss that I wear a lot is Bare Secret by Milani. And these Milani glosses are great. Definitely ones to check out at the drugstore. So that's it there. And I just like this because it's a darker nude. So I can pair it with like a lighter nude, or I can wear it by itself. And it just kind of helps to even out my lips. And it does not make me look dead or look like I have crackhead lips or anything like that. So two nice nude lip options from the drugstore. But again, nude lips, I switch them up all the time. So these are two that I like, but not the only ones I use all year. So for the nails, one of the products that I turn to every time I pretty much polish my nails is OPI Nail Envy. And this is a treatment to help strengthen the nails. And this is the original one, is the one that I prefer. It just really helps keep my nails from breaking off so easily. Also for the nails, I really love the Sephora Formula X system this year. This is the cleanser, the base coat, and the top coat, and then you have the colors too. But I really just wanted to feature the system because I use this with other, with the Formula X nail polishes, which are beautiful. But my favorite is really the longevity when you use it all together in the system. So I highly recommend these. On me, my nails usually last about 5 days with no chipping, and I use my hands a lot. So for me, that's great. So love these. So for skincare, I have kind of played around a lot with it this year, and that's different for me because typically I'm one of those people that like sticks with the same skincare, and I don't try out too many products. But this year I did kind of branch out and try some different things, and there are two products that I tried and loved, and they've just stuck around since I started using them. So first one is the device. This is the Foreo Luna Mini. It's a cleansing device. It has silicone tips all around it that you use to cleanse the skin. And I don't know if you can hear it, but it vibrates. So it gives sonic vibrations, and that helps to cleanse the skin better. It's similar and ideal to the Clarisonic, but what makes it different is that it doesn't have a brush head, obviously. So nothing that you need to replace. And you don't have to charge it very often. Like I've had this over a year. I don't even know if I've charged it since I got it, to be honest. If I have charged it since I got it, it's only been once. So that by itself is reason enough to me to get this, because the Clarisonic, you have to charge it. Like I had to put it on the charger like after every time I used it. So plus with this, you don't have to keep buying brush heads. You don't have to worry about the bacteria living in the brush head. This is a lot easier to keep clean. So I really enjoy this. It's gentle on my face, but I do feel like it cleanses my skin well. The other skincare product is this Clinique Moisture Surge, and I actually discovered this on accident when I left my moisturizer at home and I was out of town and tried this, and I absolutely love it. It's a gel type moisturizer, which I never thought I would like, but for me it's really moisturizing and it does not leave my skin greasy. And I've definitely seen the change in my skin since I started using this. I don't get as many dry, flaky areas, and for me it doesn't make me oily or make me feel oily either. So this is definitely a winner in my book. Okay, so the last items that I have for you are hair products, and I don't have that many hair products because I use kind of the same ones all the time. But I do have two items that I started using either at the end of last year or this year, and they have become holy grail products for me. I will leave a link to my staple hair products down below. These are included on them, but I did want to show them in this video because they are truly products I use all year long that are different than ones I might have already shown you. So the first one is this Entwine Creme Jelly Styler. And I pretty much use this for my wash and goes most of the time. Now I do try to switch up and use other products just because I have other products and I feel like I need to show them some love, but this is the one that I prefer because it gives me nice full hair on the first day, which with a lot of gels I don't get that. So this I love for that reason, and I think this is my second bottle of it. The other hair product I have is the Camille Rose Naturals Almond Jai Twisting Butter, and this I use for my twist outs pretty much every time I do a twist out. I just like that it's really thick and moisturizing. It smells really good, and it doesn't weigh my hair down because some of the twisting creams can be a bit heavy for my hair in particular, and so when I untwist it, it just looks greasy and weighed down. But with this, it feels moisturized but not heavy. So this has been the go-to twisting product pretty much all year. It gives me hold, definition, and not too greasy. So, whew, that was a lot of products. Yeah, but we are finally done. So these were the products that were all standout products for me in 2014 when it comes to beauty. So if you make videos and you do a best of 2014 video, please leave me a link down below. I love to watch favorites videos of all types, especially these. And if you don't do videos, then leave me your favorite product, your favorite beauty product of the year in the comments down below. If you can pick just one, then leave that for me. I would love to read those. So thank you guys for watching. Thank you for a wonderful 2014. I hope your 2015 is wonderful like I plan on mine being. And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye. Happy New Year.